Following is a sports presentation of Q100. Orleans girls basketball is on the air. Q100 WFLQ presents exciting coverage of Orleans Lady Bulldog basketball. And tonight's game with the North Daviess Lady Cougars being brought to you by Music Insurance in Orleans. For home, farm, health, auto, life, and business, call 865-2626. By Hall Brothers Transportation in Orleans, meeting the shipping needs of the area for over 3 decades. The Super Clean Car Wash, Maple Street, Orleans. A Wolf Contracting, just west of Paley, North County Road 275 West, 723-5158. And by the Hoosier Hills Credit Union, offices in Bedford, Mitchell, Paley, Jasper, and French Lick. And now, Lady Bulldog basketball. Let's go courtside with Q100's Mike Hamilton.
From the doghouse, the gymnasium at the high school in the Dogwood capital of Indiana, this is Orleans girls basketball. For tonight, the Lady Bulldogs open the 2018 portion of their schedule as they welcome in the North Daviess Lady Cougars. Hello again, everyone. Mike Hamilton being joined by Kevin Terrell as Orleans down to their final 7 games of the year. And tonight, their next to last home contest. They'll close out the home portion of their schedule on Monday night. It'll be senior night when Medora is in town. Otherwise, a trip to Henryville on Saturday, and then the Lady Bulldogs close out the regular season with 4 straight on the road. Tonight they'll take on a team that is under first-year head coach Joe Riggins, and they are struggling a little bit, a record of 5-12, but certainly, Kevin, as we work into the final 3 weeks or so before tournament time begins, getting to the point where teams need to find their identity and get things set so they're playing their best basketball come sectional time.
That's true, and both teams are struggling, as you mentioned. North Daviess at 5-12, Orleans even worse than that at 3-12, and as Bill Parcells used to say, you are what your record says you are. Now, in North Daviess' case, they're one of the lowest scoring teams in the state. They score just barely over 30 a game. For Orleans, they don't score a whole lot more. They're just under 40. However, the Dogs' record may be a little bit more deceiving than you would think because they're just 2-5 in close games. And some of those close games that they've played turn around a little bit, including the last 2 they played where they lost by 3 to Edinburgh and by 4 to New Washington. If they played a little bit better in those games, if they had played better against Feathersville where they lost by 5, they had a DuBois game against a good Northeast DuBois team where they lost by 8 early in the year and then lost by 2 to Christian, or rather won by 2 with Christian Academy, lost by 4 to, had close games with Perry Central, had a close game with Valley. They've been closer than North Daviess has been, who's had a big margin. Either team's got to figure out a way to put the biscuit in the basket a little bit, get into the 40s, high 40s and 50s. If they do that, their fortunes can change rapidly.
Players, coaches, even the cheerleaders, and a lot of the crowd decked out in pink. It is the Coaches versus Cancer contest, always a good cause.
Yes, it is. I always enjoyed this game when I was coaching. You put on the tennis shoes, you put on the pink tie, or in this case, the pink T-shirts. The crowd is here with the out-in-force as well. The cheerleaders, the kids are wearing the pink warm-ups. Should be a good night for a great cause. Time to get our season turned around here at 3-12. Not the hopes that we had as we went in, but still a long way to go for this month. And nobody will care what the record is in tournament time anyway. But we need to get off to a good start tonight. Rest of the season, rest of your life starts tonight.
Lady Canines looking to end a 3-game losing streak and hope to pick up their 3rd straight win over North Daviess. Tip-off a little over 12 minutes from now. Tonight, Orleans and North Daviess getting set to go at it as the Lady Bulldogs start 2018, hopefully, on a winning note. When we come back, we'll be joined by head coach Jared Gilbert on the Orleans Girls Basketball Report. They'll be with us in a moment. This is Orleans Girls Basketball.
When it comes to buying insurance, you want a company that will take the guesswork out of finding the proper coverage at premiums that are affordable. At the Busick Insurance Agency in Orleans, your auto owner's agent, they'll work with you to determine the right amount of coverage. To get the best protection for home, health, auto, life, and business, call Patton or Brett Busick or Josh Crocker or Richard Grace at the Busick Insurance Agency, your auto owner's agent on East Jefferson Street in Orleans at 865-2626. Busick Insurance, a proud supporter of Orleans Bulldog sports.
Girls Basketball Report with head coach Jared Gilbert as the Lady Bulldogs play host to North Daviess. Well, Coach, I hope you and the girls had a very nice Christmas, a Happy New Year as well. Got a couple of games worked in there between the holidays. Didn't go maybe as well as expected, but if you would, just go over the games with Edinburgh and New Washington and how you felt the kids played.
Well, we came out and a team that we thought we were comparable to in the Edinburgh game, and I thought it was a game that we could win. And we jumped out early, I think 4-0, had a good start, and then they made some shots, and actually they led most of the first half. I think led by 3 at half, so it was a close game throughout. But they had to lead until the very end of the game. We finally tied it up and had a chance to. We had the last shot. And we missed the last shot to go in overtime, and we came out in overtime, and they scored the first 4 points, and then we were kind of chasing them. Once again, we battled back and had a chance there at the end. We were down 1, and we actually turned the ball over and didn't get a shot at it, and then they hit a couple free throws, and we had a 3 to try to tie it. Didn't go down. So it definitely didn't go like we had hoped or planned. We struggled shooting the basketball for most of the game. I think we hit a couple threes, but when you don't shoot the basketball and the team's playing a zone, that forces you to try to create some offense other ways, and we were able to get back in the game by doing that and attacking. But when it came down to it, we just didn't make the shots when we needed to. We didn't shoot it real well from the free throw line, and therefore we got beat by a team that we thought we should go into it and have a chance to win against. So we were disappointed in that game, and we just went into the next game, playing for third place against a good New Washington team, and we came out and pretty flat. Both teams were somewhat flat, and they led by as much as 10, and we battled back that game again, and we finally in the second half caught up. Jenna Whalen came in and did a really nice job for us, hit a couple threes and made some plays for us, got us back in the game, and then we had a 3 to tie it, and it just didn't go down, and they pulled away and ended up winning by 4 that one. So we had some things that we definitely weren't happy with on the day, but the second half of the New Washington game we did battle, and we saw some positive things, and I thought Jenna, being a senior, really stepped up and got us going, and that's what you expect out of your senior, and she was able to do that, and hopefully that to lead to some good things here the rest of the year.
Talked about the struggles maybe with putting the ball in the basket, but are there some other areas of the game that the kids are doing pretty well in that maybe you're a little ahead of where you thought they might be?
I definitely think we've handled the basketball a lot better here. The second part of the year compared to maybe the first 10 games or so, we've handled the press, and actually I think have been a tough team to press here recently, and we've actually attacked that and got some baskets, easy baskets. So we've done a much better job of handling the basketball. At times we've done really well at rebounding, and then other times we kind of revert back to our old ways and not be as aggressive on the glass. So that's something we have to do all the time, but we've showed some signs of getting better there, and just all around competing, I think, has been there. We just you're not always going to be a great shooter, but we know the effort can be there every game, and I felt like for the most part since the Lagota game we've had pretty good effort. Even when we haven't played real well, we've competed, and so if we do that, we feel like we're at least going to have a chance in most games, and hopefully we'll get our share of the wins here in the second half of the year.
With about three and a half weeks left until tournament time, and you've had Sheridan Robbins back for a few weeks now, are you starting to finalize some of the combinations, those rotations, and getting them kind of where you like them to be right now? Yeah,
we're a team that we feel like we can play 9 or 10. We're still working in maybe some a player or two here or there, maybe from the JV that may get a chance here in the next couple games. But we feel like we're not, like we've said before, we don't really have just 5 players that are starters. We feel like we have 9 or 10 that can come in and not really lose much and possibly gain some in some areas from game to game. So, but we're definitely feel like we've got some combinations that we've liked, and we'll try some new ones out probably here coming up in the next couple games, and hopefully we'll find the right combination that will go with closer and closer to sectional here.
Well, you start the new year here off with a North Daviess team that's probably been struggling a little bit too, but nonetheless, you still have to take them very seriously.
Oh yeah, at this point we have to be prepared to play no matter who we're playing, and right now we need a win. We've been close. Our last 3 games have been winnable games that we've just didn't make shots, or just a play here or there could have changed it. And so we've been knocking on the door close, but now we just got to take that next step forward and try to win some of these games that are winnable, that we feel like we should win going into it. And if we play like we're capable, we like our chances. But yeah, you definitely have to show up. And the North Daviess game is the coaches versus cancer game, and so we're excited about it. We're coming back. We only have 2 home games left. One of those is our coaches versus cancer, and then the other one's senior night. So 2 big games at home that we feel like we have a good chance to win if we show up and play like we're capable of.
What can you tell us about this North Daviess team?
They play hard. They are a team that what I've seen is they like to play man-to-man. They're pretty good about being pretty fluent in their offense. They're patient and try to get the ball going to the basket. I think it's a team that we have to shoot it from out, or at least show that they can. Their point guard, 22, really does a lot for them. She'll take a lot of shots. She's very good about going to the basket. We have to contain her, and if we can slow her down, I like our chances. And it's going to be a matter of us being able to put the ball in the basket and hopefully have a good start.
I was going to say, with these couple of home games coming up, and as you kind of begin to hit the home stretch, developing confidence, things like that start to become a little more important.
Oh, yeah. We want to be playing our best here through January, and so this will be our first game in 2018, and a great time to get started on the right foot and play like we want to play the rest of the year heading into sectional and playing our best basketball.
All right. Hopefully that happens. Coach, thanks as always for the talk. Go out and get them tonight.
Thanks a lot.
And this has been the Orleans Girls Basketball Report with head coach Jared Gilbert as the Lady Bulldogs take on North Daviess. We'll have more of our pregame in a moment. This is Orleans Girls Basketball.
Hall Brothers Transportation in Orleans, a name that has stood for dependability for many years, is proud to continue their support of the Orleans Bulldogs and to the many events and activities of the school and the community as well. They realize the importance athletics have on our young people in building character and to adults in experiencing the thrill of high school sports. Hall Brothers Transportation has been serving the shipping needs of much of the Midwest, providing the link to keep businesses strong and our area's economy growing.
Hall Brothers Transportation, Highway 37 in Orleans, serving the area since 1979.
Joined now by the first-year head coach of the North Daviess Lady Cougars, Joe Riggins. And, Coach, thanks for taking time to join us here. As you come in, taking over the program, just talk a little bit about how the transition has gone. Obviously, there's got to be that time where the kids adjust to you and your philosophies, and then you have to get to know them a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. We're just trying to change the culture, we want them to want to be there, want to get better, want to go out and compete, When we took over in June or whatever it was and summer stuff, it was just, we showed up to talk and shoot around every once in a while. We want to come out and make it as competitive as possible and, just get a little more want to and effort involved in it. So,
tell us a little bit about the personnel. Did you have some kids returning from last year's squad and conversely having to mix in some newer girls?
Yeah, we got a real nice senior guard, Hunter. We rely on her a lot, do a lot of scoring and stuff, and then we got a nice sophomore down low, Ashley Nebb. She's slowly getting where we want her to be, becoming more of a scorer, going after rebounds a lot more. We got a junior guard, that, we're trying to rely on her more and more and more to get help for Hunter so she can become more of a two guard. And then we got a freshman that starts now. She's been real nice, pretty good shooter. And then we got another senior that she's just a leader. you know, shows up every day for practice. She goes hard in everything we do. She knows where we're supposed to be. She's a great leader on the floor, and it takes that to be successful. So,
what do you feel are some of the areas of the game the girls have excelled in, or at least exceeded your expectations to this point?
I think the competing part of it, like I talked about, you know, we wanted to bring that in. You know, we walk into the gym and we think we're beat before we even show up, but now we're gaining a little bit of confidence. We're believing in what we're doing a lot more. We're trusting each other, you know, and if we pass it, we know our teammate's going to make the next play. So,
talk a little bit about this Orleans team and what challenges they'll provide.
They got a real nice big girl down low, and you know, we got to be a little bit physical with her. You can't just let her go down the block and sit there, and you know, because she's going to turn around and hit it. They got a couple good scorers that they have. You know, we got to limit how many times they touch the ball. I mean, if they catch it, they're going to attack the rim, and they're going to do all they can to score. So hopefully we can go out and execute a game plan and see what happens at the end.
What will be the keys from your perspective?
Definitely handling the ball. We got to be able to handle the ball. We struggled with turnovers a lot this year, and we've gotten better on it, but we got to continue to get better. I mean, we need to have 12 or less turnovers, and we'll be in the game. And that's our goal every night, is to have less than 12 turnovers. So hopefully we can handle it and see what happens.
And, Coach, as we get down into about the final 3 weeks or so of the season, is this the time that the team really needs to kind of start finding themselves, getting into that groove, getting all the rotations down so you're peaking by the time you hit tournament time?
Yeah, absolutely. These last 7 games, you know, we're going to have more of a routine we're doing. We're going to have more of a rotation, you know. The girls should be able to settle on their role a lot more. I mean, our first, 15 games that we played already, it was a lot of, you know, just trial and error. And from us as a coaching staff and girls, you know, they were running their roles, and hopefully we got some of that down, and we'll start excelling in these last 7 games.
Well, hopefully it'll start for you tonight. Coach, thanks for spending time with us. Congratulations on taking over the program. We wish you the best not only tonight but on through the rest of the season and your tenure here in Elnora.
All right, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
And that is Joe Wiggins, the head coach of the North Daviess Lady Cougars, joining us prior to tonight's game as the Lady Bulldogs take on North Daviess. We'll have more of our pregame in a moment. This is Orleans girls basketball.
Ready to lower your credit card payments? Pay them off faster? You can do it when you transfer to a low-rate Visa card from Hoosier Hills Credit Union. Let Hoosier Hills help you transfer your high-interest balances so you can save more. There are no balance transfer, cash advance, or annual fees. None. And rates are as low as 7.9% APR. It's easy to switch. Visit HoosierHills.com to start today. Limited time offer. Qualification standards apply. Federally insured by the NCUA.
Oftentimes, first impressions start with your car. What does your car say about you? Hi, I'm JC Watson with Super Clean Car Wash. A dirty and messy car can give the impression that you're disorganized or just don't care. Make a sparkling impression that lasts. Stop by one of our Super Clean Car Wash locations. In Bedford, we are located behind McDonald's, or find us in Orleans on Main Street. Super Clean Car Wash. It's not clean till it's super clean.
As parents of a child who was actively involved in school athletics and extracurricular activities, Brian and Annette Hawkins of Wolf Contracting know the sacrifices parents make in attending games and getting them to and from practice, and salute these parents for their extraordinary commitment. As citizens who care about our environment, the Hawkins hope you'll join them in their recycling efforts to make Orange County a safe and enjoyable place to live. Proud to call Orange County home. Wolf Contracting, just west of Paoli.
Lady Bulldogs and Lady Cougars getting set to go at it here at the Doghouse. We're ready to take a look at the starting lineups in the contest. Here to give us the rundown, we welcome back again our very own Kevin Terrell.
And thank you, Mike. For all of those of you who are listening at home, if you like fast-paced action, you probably should flip it on to ESPN. If you like high scoring, turn it on to TNT. But if you want to hear a very close, competitive, low-scoring defensive battle, you're in for tonight. North Daviess and Orleans, two defensive-minded teams, hooking it up tonight in the Doghouse. For North Daviess, they go this way. Ashley Knapp is a 5'9" sophomore. She's in the lineup alongside Haley Beeler, 5'6", and a freshman. Haley in the lineup, scoring 4.6 a game. Sarah Yoder, 5'4", and a senior, 2 a game. Andrea Corwin, 1.8 a game for her. She is 5'3" and a junior, and Hunter Bueller, 5'5" and a senior, scoring 13 points a game. For Joe Riggins is in his first year at North Daviess, a very young coach, played there under Coach Dalrymple, gets a chance to have his own program as he was hired late in the summer process for North Daviess. For Orleans, they go this way. They're 3-12. Audrey Elrod, 6.8 a game, 5'7" and a junior for Audrey. The freshman, Sheridan Robbins, starts 5'8". She's scoring just under 10 a game. Haley Powell, another freshman, 6 foot tall is her listing, 6.7 a game. Peyton Blanton, yet another freshman, 5'6", and a freshman in there, 3.8. And then Jenna Whalen starts tonight, 5'7", and a senior for head coach Jared Gilbert in his second year. It's a cold, frigid night out there. Be careful if you're outside, but otherwise you need to buckle up, put your blanket on, get warm. It's going to be a fun night of hot action in here in the doghouse. And here to bring you the play-by-play, our very own Mike Hamilton.
All right, Kevin Terrell, thank you very much. The Chrismans, Mark and Kevin, along with Todd Anderson, our officials, and Haley Powell controls the tip, gets it off to Sheridan Robbins, who takes it right down the lane, scoops it up and in, and Orleans makes it easy on their first possession, scoring right off the center jump.
If either team can somehow get to 40 points, they'll probably win the night. North Daviess, like I said in the pregame, just scores 30 a game. Orleans just scores 39. And in fact, the losing team in this rivalry the last few years has averaged just over 20. So you got to find a way to put the biscuit into the basket somehow. Orleans does that their first possession.
Haley Bueller misses a three from the left wing. Orleans boards it. Audrey Elrod with the carom. First minute of the contest. Elrod has it on the high post. Little drop step, takes it down the lane. Looked like she got clobbered, put up the shot, no good. Coming up hobbling there for North Daviess is Ashley Knepp, the sophomore. She took the brunt of that collision, but the Cougars have it now with Orleans up early here at 2-0. Bulldog Lady Dogs showing zone to the baseline. Goes Haley Bueller, throws it out top now to Hunter Bueller. One's a senior, one's a freshman. This is Hunter, the senior. She's a leading scorer at 13 a game. Takes the three, drives into lane, pulls up for a 10-footer, and we're tied at 2 apiece.
That's the one girl you have to stop if you're Orleans. The 2-3 zone, the Dogs overshifted, left their best player with an open jumper, and she knocked it home.
Now Jenna Whalen, their outside specialist, drops in a three from the left wing, so she pays immediate dividends, getting her first start of the season and knocking home her first shot, and that prompts a Joe Riggins timeout just over a minute and a half in the ball game as nobody picked up Jenna, and she had a wide open look and drained the three.
Need to do that as much as we can, beat the zone down the floor and get an open shot of Whalen, who is our best shooter. I don't think there's any question about that as long as her feet are set. If she has an open look, take it no matter how quick of a shot it is. Like I said, we got to do anything to generate offense. And if it's a quick three in transition by someone, let's just fire it up. At least getting a shot up is preferable to passing it 3 or 4 times, then turning it over.
So an early 5-2 lead, and Joe Riggins having to burn a timeout for the Lady Cougars. Orleans settles back in their 2-3 zone. They've got a new face in there, Maddie Miller, a 5'5 freshman that is checked in. They work it on the wing to Haley Bueller. Running the point right now is Andrea Corwin as a three try from the left wing off target. That is Haley Bueller that misses the three, and again, Orleans limits the Lady Cougars to one shot. North Daviess in a man. Haley Powell has it. Left wing, lobs it in low to Sheridan Robbins. Weak side pass to Peyton Blanton, who puts up the little 5-footer from the right side, and it goes.
That'll work. Good pass right there. Diagonal pass against the attempted double team. North Daviess left someone wide open underneath the rim. It was Blanton, and she able to put it in.
Flashing to the free throw line was Sarah Yoder. Shot blocked away by Haley Powell. Picked up by Blanton. Early 7-2 Orleans advantage. The Lady Dogs have converted 3 of their first 4 shots. Off the screen, through the hands of Elrod, picked up by Whalen. Back over to Audrey Elrod. Sends it on the left wing to Haley Powell. Drives it to the baseline. Sealed off by Ashley Knepp. Throws it back out top to Blanton. Around now to Robbins, who bobbled the ball. Picks it up. Looks to drive it on Corwin. Takes it through the foul line. Jumps it off to Whalen. Jenna bumped a little bit, but manages to get it off top of the circle to Powell. Over to Blanton. Trying to turn the corner at the foul line. Can't. Hands off on the wing now to Whalen. Jenna goes back to Blanton. This has been an extended possession now for Orleans.
Looks like before school, walking through the halls, not a lot of movement, but not a lot of action.
Picking up the dribble is Whalen. Over now to Powell. Almost traveled. Managed to catch her footing. Gets it off to Sheridan, who drives the baseline, puts it up. Good! Count it, and one.
Well, eventually they get the ball reversed a couple of different times, and they find their most dynamic offensive player, the freshman Sheridan Robbins, who took it hard to the goal, count it, and put her on the line, and Orleans off to their best start maybe all year in the first 4 minutes.
They've run out to a 9-2 lead. Chance here for Sheridan on the three-point play. She's got 2 field goals already. It's an early 7-point advantage. Sarah Yoder picking up the game's first personal, and Robbins' free throw would not drop, and the rebound pulled out of there by Andrea Corwin, a junior. We played 3.5 minutes. Good start for Orleans, and they're going to get the turnover as well as a bad pass intercepted by, well, no, maybe not. Or okay, they're going to call a held ball, and the arrow is pointing towards North Daviess. I thought they were going to call a foul. They went up with a fist instead of the open hand, which is normally a foul, but North Daviess keeps it on the offensive end, out on the wing. This is Maddie Miller. Works it up top now to Corwin. She's running the point. Sends it over on the right side to Hunter Bueller. Now they continue to swing it around against the zone. Another 3 try would not go. Haley Bueller has tried 3 3-pointers and has been unsuccessful on each of them thus far. Chance for Orleans to add to their lead past the halfway point of the opening quarter. As Jenna Whalen drives to the baseline, they're going to call a block or a charge. Both officials had the call, and they're going to put it on North Daviess, and they got Haley Bueller on this one, which I think was a good call, as Jenna had her beaten by a step, and Bueller tried to get over and seal off and could not. Now Blanton looking to get it in. Gets it perimeter left to Whalen, down at the corner to Elrod. Audrey dribbles out between the circles, trying to set up the offense here. Looking to direct some traffic. Not a whole lot going on. Now the pass comes over on the left wing to Blanton. Top of the key to Whalen. Can't get the 3 off. Picks up the dribble. High post to Powell. Drives it down the lane. Scoops it up and couldn't get it to go, but she got her own rebound. Put it up and in.
That was an athletic play by Powell. She got underneath the backboard, trying to twist up and make that shot. Missed it. But came all the way back and got her own rebound. First one in the air. North Daviess didn't even jump for it. And Orleans off to a 11-2 start. Just what the doctor ordered.
9-0 run. Here is Corwin. Hands off now to Hunter Bueller. Out between the circles on the high post. It comes off to Ashley Knapp, now out of the corner. An air ball thrown up by Maddie Miller, and again, Orleans limits North Daviess to 1 shot. Now a chance at a double-figure advantage already. We've played just over 5 minutes. Elrod off the Powell screen. Down the lane, hooks it underneath to a wide-open Peyton Blanton for 2 more. And Orleans just carving up this North Daviess defense right now, as they have hit 6 of their first 8 shots, and they're up 11 already with still 2:25 to go in the quarter. Almost got the turnover on the forecourt for North Daviess, as down the lane goes Hunter Bueller, and she had her shot blocked away and out of bounds.
Right now Orleans just playing harder than North Daviess is, quite frankly. Not a lot of energy on the part of the Cougars so far. Let's see if they can turn it around a bit and make this game as competitive as we both thought it would be.
Another 3 by Haley Bueller, no good. They've got Sydney Moon up ahead of the pack. Tries to go weak side to Sheridan Robbins, who was not expecting the pass, and it's off her fingertips and out of bounds. So Sydney Moon, a 5'7" junior at 3.3 in the lineup, as is Jacqueline Gherkin, 5'7" sophomore at 3.6, and I think we've got the name situation straightened out with her, either Jacqueline or Jack. So we'll make sure that we refer to her to one of those monikers.
Hey, just don't call her late for dinner. She's been hot, and we'll be happy to have her in there, getting some more offense in there for the Dogs.
There's a basket by Brittany Mullis, who got position down on that right block as Haley Powell tried to gamble on the steal on the entry pass, and that left Mullis wide open. So the 11-0 run for Orleans is over, but it's still a significant advantage here in the opening quarter for the Dogs at 13-4. Here's Blanton in trouble, and she's called for a double dribble. A lot of pressure out on the perimeter that time by Hunter Bueller, forcing the mistake there.
Yeah, North Daviess with a little zone trap right there. We have had no trouble at all with their very passive man-to-man, so Coach Riggins trying to speed up the tempo.
And Sheridan Robbins just picked off a pass to Robbins, in low to Sydney Moon, who can't get the shot to go. Oh, she snuck in, stole it away from Ashley Knepp, and as she went back up, drew a two-shot foul.
Again, just more active and aggressive. The Dogs are by far the most energetic team on the floor tonight against these North Daviess Cougars, who are sleepwalking through the first quarter, quite frankly. And Sydney Moon will go to the line twice.
First one up, it is good. So first bench point of the night for Orleans. Haley Powell will take her first breather as Maddie Jones checks in now for the first time, the 5'7" junior. Second free throw's a little long, and Mullis able to grab the rebound. Approaching a minute to go, second quarter. It's a 10-point Orleans advantage. Left wing, Haley Bueller goes cross-court now to Corwin. Tries to go down to the corner, and it's intercepted by Jacqueline Gherkin.
Third turnover on North Daviess early. They had an advantage there. They just weren't accurate with their passes, threw them too low, and eventually led to a turnover.
Oh, a missed assignment again by North Daviess. Left Maddie Jones wide open on the left side, but she overshot the goal a bit, couldn't get the layup, and here's North Daviess back on the other end. Haley Bueller cross-courts it to Hunter Bueller, in low to Mullis, who put it up, missed it. Looked like some contact there, nothing called. Here comes Orleans now with a half minute to go in the opening quarter, trying to build on an early 10-point lead. You
called that right. There was good ball movement by North Daviess there. Orleans definitely got away with a foul. Gherkin came over, was late, bumped their shooter. No whistle, though, and the Dogs will play for the last shot of the quarter.
Down to 12 seconds as Moon just dribbling inside the center jump circle. Now they start to move with 7. Here goes Sydney into the lane. Kicks it down to the corner to Blanton. Fakes. Goes it back to Sydney. Open for a 10-footer. It's off the front of the rim, and that'll do it for the opening quarter. Good start for the Lady Bulldogs as they get to 2018 off to a rousing start. They lead North Daviess 14-4 after 1 on the Busick Insurance scoreboard. Back to the second quarter in a moment. This is Orleans girls basketball.
When it comes to buying insurance, you want a company that will take the guesswork out of finding the proper coverage at premiums that are affordable. At the Busick Insurance Agency in Orleans, your auto owner's agent, they'll work with you to determine the right amount of coverage. To get the best protection for home, health, auto, life, and business, call Patton or Brett Busick or Josh Crocker or Richard Grace at the Busick Insurance Agency, your auto owner's agent on East Jefferson Street in Orleans at 865-2626. Busick Insurance, a proud supporter of Orleans Bulldog sports.
Hall Brothers Transportation in Orleans, a name that has stood for dependability for many years, is proud to continue their support of the Orleans Bulldogs and to the many events and activities of the school and the community as well. They realize the importance athletics have on our young people in building character and to adults in experiencing the thrill of high school sports. Hall Brothers Transportation has been serving the shipping needs of much of the Midwest, providing the link to keep businesses strong and our area's economy growing.
Hall Brothers Transportation, Highway 37 in Orleans, serving the area since 1979.
This is Orleans Junior forward Audrey Elrod. Thanks for listening to Lady Bulldogs basketball right here on Q100.
Second quarter commences with the Lady Dogs in possession of the basketball. As again, boy, North Daviess missing out on some defensive assignments and open that time. And we'll have to check. That's a new face in the lineup for Orleans here. We'll get to that in a moment, but it's the first basket of the ball game for her. And then back on the other end, it is Andrea Corwin that pops home a little 10-footer on the left wing. So it is a 10-point lead now for the Lady Bulldogs.
North Daviess much more alert anyway, at least trying to be aggressive against this Orleans ball club, but the Dogs are passing over the trap, and they get a wide open layup there by Jackie Gherkin as North Daviess trying to trap with their hands down. Orleans fighting open lanes and getting good shots.
So it is 18-6 now, a minute into the second quarter. Here's Mullis in low again, a lot of contact, and again no call. So apparently the principle of verticality working well for Orleans right now. This is Shelby Whitaker, a 5'5" freshman, out on the floor right now. Now, we haven't done it the last couple of games for Orleans, but we're pretty sure, unless she played in that Edinburgh tournament, as Orleans tries to throw over the zone and throws it away, this may be her first varsity appearance.
The young shall lead us. That's been the philosophy of Coach Gilbert this year, playing a lot of freshmen, and he's getting Shelby in there with a opportunity here against this North Daviess ball club. Again, the Cougars starting to play a little bit harder. I think this game's still got a long way to go.
Long-range shot missed out front. That was Hunter Bueller. And then a bad pass stolen away by Corwin, but she missed the layup. So a mistake there by Shelby Whitaker, and it doesn't cost Orleans as Corwin blows the left-handed layup. Almost 2 minutes in. Sydney Owens is in the game as Haley Powell drives it into the lane, got a little bit out of control, and is called for the traveling violation.
Been better off just to rise up and shoot that, but if you're going to make a drive into the paint, you got to do it on balance and with authority. You can't stand up and lose your balance when you get bumped a bit. That's what happened there. It's the 5th Orleans turnover of the night.
Still a comfortable lead for the Lady Bulldogs as Orleans continues, or North Daviess continues to work it around against the zone. There's a long three try by Hunter Bueller that would not go, and North Daviess now a combined 0 for 6 from long range as Haley Bueller's missed 4. Now Hunter Bueller has been unsuccessful on her first 2. Orleans breaks full court pressure. Powell all the way to the goal, scoots it up with the right hand and in.
I don't know how she makes those. She's all the way behind the backboard almost. She bends her back in some sort of strange yoga position, shoots it backwards almost, gets it angled off the rim or off the backboard and knocks it home. Tough shot. She got it.
Corwin drives the baseline in low to Mullis. Weak side comes off to Maddie Miller. A lot of players in the paint for North Daviess. They vacate as down the lane goes Hunter Bueller, and this time draws the foul. This will be the first of the night on Orleans. They'll get Jenna Whalen on the personal foul. So Orleans goes some 10 minutes and 45 seconds before they're called for their first personal.
I'm glad you said it that way, before they're called for their first personal.
Yeah.
They can't, they committed a few. But nevertheless, good drive by North Daviess, and they make the first free throw. I still think, even though we're up 13, there's a little bit of fool's gold involved in that. I have a feeling this game's going to be close before it's over. We'll see if I'm right.
Both free throws good, so Hunter Bueller has 4 of the Lady Cougars, 8 points. 20-8, 5:10 to go here in this first half of play. Orleans is without the services of Brooklyn Knight here, but in street clothes, and really about all we got out of Coach Jared Gilbert was, I think they use this in college and pros, the physically unable to perform list.
Very Belichickian response when we asked him before the game, but
Orleans turns it over, and then North Daviess does on the other end. Orleans trying the entry pass, had it taken away. Then down on the other end, they tried to find Maddie Miller in underneath the basket. She could not hang on to the basketball, so the teams trade turnovers, and Orleans gets it back as Peyton Blanton back in there, sends it over to Audrey Elrod. Looks like all the starters in with the exception of Sydney Owens, who's in there, 5'7" sophomore. Here is Sydney, top of the key. Her three-pointer is short. Oh, she got her own rebound back. Off to Blanton. Peyton drives to the baseline, cut off on the wing now to Powell.
Got Whalen for a 3 if we can find her.
Haley on the dribble, tries to get around net, takes it all the way to the goal, puts it up no good, but draws the 2-shot contact.
Good, hard, strong dribble to her left hand was Haley Powell. She took it in strong, kind of wrong-footed North Daviess there, and powered it up to the goal, drew the contact, and she'll get 2 trips to the line.
Brittany Mullis called for her second foul. It's 4 now on North Daviess, as Haley already 4 points in the contest. First free throw just a little bit too hard. like that drive. I mean, she was just waiting for her opportunity there, and for a big girl at 6 foot, knows how to put it on the floor.
Yeah, needs to get a little bit lower, get her front shoulder to dip a little bit more and get a better angle, but still, good drive. That's what you want to see, and then she knocks the free throw home as well. Orleans going a little full court pressure here. They want to put North Daviess away while they can.
Haley's got her 5th point. North Daviess able to break the pressure. Here is Yoder into the front court. Clears it away now to Miller out front. Sends it over now to Hunter Bueller, who drives to the baseline, pulls up for a 6-footer and drops it in.
If you're going to play a 3-2 zone and try to bump out of it with your bottom people, they got to get in the stance and not get driven. And that time, we tried to bump out of the bottom, and our big people got beat off the dribble bad by Bueller.
High post Robbins works it around to Elrod, to Jenna Whalen, thought about the 3, instead sent it to Haley Powell, who knocks down the wing 12-footer. So again, we saw her drive to the goal a possession ago, and this time just stayed out and hits the mid-range jumper. So again, so tough to stop, as in low, they continue to work it to Brittany Mullis, and her shot wild, but that was because she got hacked on the arm by Jenna Whalen, who has both of the Orleans fouls in this game.
I feel like North Daviess is working the ball well against our zone, Mike. They're just not finishing anything, not getting a lot of production out of their ball movement, but that was a nice cut by them. They got the ball to the high post. That's what you want to do. And then Brittany Mullis cut in behind Whalen, got out of her line of sight, and made a nice move, but then she can't hit the free throw. North Daviess playing better than the score would indicate.
And the second one rattles the rim and drops out after hitting high off the back iron. So it stays 23-10 Orleans. 3:15 to go before halftime. Orleans moving left to right. They're in white. North Daviess is in black. Here's a baseline drive by Powell. Kicks it out to Whalen. Wouldn't take the 3. Goes back to Haley. Kicks it back out to Jenna. Fakes. Still can't get the shot up. Down to the corner to Blanton. Peyton brings it out to the wing. Free throw line to Powell. Haley sends it over on the right side to Audrey Elrod, who got bumped a little bit. Manages to scoot it weak side to Peyton Blanton, who misses a 12-footer from the left baseline. And then on the ensuing scramble for the loose ball, a tie-up, and the arrow will give it to the Lady Cougars.
That was a nice pass. What we call a West Virginia pass, when you step out of bounds and throw it along the baseline. Orleans executed it well, but then couldn't knock in the wide-open jumper.
Corwin into the front court, underneath the Knepp, who traveled with the basketball. Yeah, she was wide open, and it wasn't the best of passes. She had to kind of reach out to grab it, and she took a step after she caught it and then turned around and took another step, and the officials got her for the walk. So another North Daviess turnover, as Orleans already up 13, looking to add to that. Elrod turns the corner, down the lane, and she's called for a travel. Again, a defender stepped in the way and kind of forced that a little bit.
7th Orleans turnover, 5th of the quarter. Been a fairly clean game up to this point, but we got a little sloppy with the ball a couple times.
More full court pressure. Again, North Daviess not having too much trouble breaking it. Here's a wing jumper by Haley Beeler. Well, she's having a tough go at it right now. She is 0 for 5 from the field. There goes Blanton all the way down the lane, and she took it coast to coast, had it knocked away from her and out of bounds. I thought she might have been the last to touch it.
I thought she was. It looks like it went off her right knee, but we'll take it. Orleans will have it underneath their own goal.
2:06 to go in the quarter. Orleans up 23-10. Just beat the 5-second count. Elrod, left side of the foul line, backs it back out between the circles, and they'll start the offense from there.
Good cut
to Sheridan Robbins down the lane, had it knocked away, and it's Corwin that comes out of there with it now for North Daviess.
Got to come out of that cut ready to fire. Once you catch the ball, you can't get it and just want to pound it on the ground like Sheridan did there. She made a nice curl cut, read the defense well. Needs to catch that, though, with the mentality that she's going to shoot as soon as she catches it, and not try to put it on the deck in traffic. 8th Orleans turnover.
There's a kick by Haley Powell, so North Daviess will have to play it in from the baseline left of the hoop. Only scored 10 points thus far. As Kevin said, they barely break the 30-point mark on average. Out front with it is Corwin on the dribble, guarded by Sheridan Robbins. She goes left, comes back right, bounces away to Miller. still out beyond the arc. Trying to get it to Haley Beeler. Now they work it in low to Ashley Knepp, and a little 6-footer from just to the left of the paint goes in.
I tell you what, Mike, I'm concerned in this second half when it happens that North Daviess is starting to start making some more shots because they're moving the ball well. What they're not doing well is catching the ball well, and that's messing up their shooting percentages. But I don't think they're out of it by any stretch.
Nice drop step to the baseline by Audrey Elrod. She had her shot blocked. Here's Sheridan Robbins from the right side, knocking home an 18-footer just inside the three-point arc. She's got her 6th point of the ball game. Orleans still able to maintain that double-digit lead as we're under a minute to go before halftime. Hunter Bueller picks up the dribble, threw it away, stolen by Sheridan Robbins.
Make it hurt!
2-on-2 all the way to the goal, scoops it up, overshot it. Rebound battle for Elrod's got it to Peyton Blanton. Hands off to Haley Powell, who'll launch a 16-footer. Well, that one's an air ball, but saved in by Elrod. Unfortunately, it comes to Maddie Miller. Audrey Elrod trying to steal it from behind, but she got warning, and now her cross-court pass is picked off by Sheridan, who comes in, stops, and I think she traveled with the basketball.
Well, she had ideas of trying to do a Euro step, but she lost control of the ball and ended up traveling. Could have been an offensive foul as well. But as it is, nice steal by Sheridan to read the passing lane, make the play happen, just couldn't convert it.
North Daviess has 10 seconds here to get off a shot. Down to the corner, this is Haley Beeler, and she finally knocks down a 3 on her 6th shot of the contest. That'll trim the Orleans advantage to 10. It had been as high as 13 on 3 different occasions prior to that. So maybe that will give North Daviess some life. At least it'll give them a little bit of momentum heading into the dressing room at halftime as they slice the lead to 10 as the teams head off to their respective locker rooms. From the varsity all the way down to the elementary grades, your friends at Scott Doherty Trucking are proud to salute each student-athlete for their hard work and dedication in continuing the legacy of excellence that is Bulldogs basketball. Good luck all season long from everyone at Scott Doherty Trucking in Orleans, keeping America's economy on the move. Landis Insurance in Orleans is serious about protecting you and your interests. They represent Hastings Mutual, and Landis is ready to satisfy your auto, home, farm, business, or other insurance needs. Hastings Mutual and Landis together providing Midwestern values since 1885. Call the Landis Agency in Orleans at 865-4792. We'll start our halftime activities when we come back at the break. On the Busick Insurance scoreboard, it is Orleans 25, North Daviess 15. You're listening to Orleans Girls Basketball.
Ready to lower your credit card payments? Pay them off faster? You can do it when you transfer to a low-rate Visa card from Hoosier Hills Credit Union. Let Hoosier Hills help you transfer your high-interest balances so you can save more. There are no balance transfer, cash advance, or annual fees. None. And rates are as low as 7.9% APR. It's easy to switch. Visit HoosierHills.com to start today. Limited time offer. Qualification standards apply. Federally insured by the NCUA.
Oftentimes, first impressions start with your car. What does your car say about you? Hi, I'm JC Watson with Super Clean Car Wash. A dirty and messy car can give the impression that you're disorganized or just don't care. Make a sparkling impression that lasts. Stop by one of our Super Clean Car Wash locations. In Bedford, we are located behind McDonald's, or find us in Orleans on Main Street. Super Clean Car Wash. It's not clean till it's super clean.
As parents of a child who was actively involved in school athletics and extracurricular activities, Brian and Annette Hawkins of Wolf Contracting know the sacrifices parents make in attending games and getting them to and from practice, and salute these parents for their extraordinary commitment. As citizens who care about our environment, the Hawkins hope you'll join them in their recycling efforts to make Orange County a safe and enjoyable place to live. Proud to call Orange County home. Wolf Contracting, just west of Paoli. When it comes to buying insurance, you want a company that will take the guesswork out of finding the proper coverage at premiums that are affordable. At the Busick Insurance Agency in Orleans, your auto owner's agent, they'll work with you to determine the right amount of coverage. To get the best protection for home, health, auto, life, and business, call Patton or Brett Busick or Josh Crocker or Richard Grace at the Busick Insurance Agency, your auto owner's agent on East Jefferson Street in Orleans at 865-2626. Busick Insurance, a proud supporter of Orleans Bulldogs sports.
This is Orleans sophomore guard Brooklyn Knight. Now back to more Lady Bulldogs basketball with Mike Hamilton on Q100.
And before we start our halftime activities from the Doghouse, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. You're listening to Orleans Girls Basketball.
Your home of IU and high school sports in the Valley. WFLQ, French Lick, Indiana.
812, temperature 7, Q100.
Mike Hamilton along with Kevin Terrell back at Orleans High School, where the Lady Bulldogs got out to a quick start. They used an 11-0 run in the opening quarter to build a double-digit lead at the end of the first quarter, and they've been able to maintain that as each team scored the same number of points in the second quarter. And on the Busick Insurance scoreboard right now, it is Orleans up by 10. Scoring went this way for North Daviess. They used 7 in the first half. Hunter Bueller, their leading scorer, is pacing the attack so far. She's got 6, 2 baskets, and a pair of free throws. Haley Bueller hit the 3 to end the first half to pull North Daviess to within 10. That's been her only basket. And ditto individual field goals, 1 each for Ashley Knepp, Andrea Corwin, and Brittany Mullis. Sarah Yoder started, and Maddie Miller has played off the bench, but that duo has yet to score. So 6 out of Hunter Bueller leading the way. Brittany Mullis picked up 2 first-half fouls. Nobody else for North Daviess had more than 1. For Orleans in the first half, leading the way, one of their freshmen, Haley Powell, 3 baskets, 1 of 2 at the line, 7 for the 6-footer, Sheridan Robbins, second freshman starting with 6, 3 baskets, missed her only foul shot attempt. And yes, indeed, yet another freshman, Peyton Blanton, has 4 on 2 field goals. Jenna Whalen got things started. In fact, she put Orleans in front, where they have stayed at least through 2 quarters. With her only basket, that was a 3-pointer there in the opening quarter. And 2 points out of Jacqueline Gherkin, that coming in the second quarter. And Sydney Moon hit 1 out of 2 at the free throw line. Audrey Elrod started, and Jared Gilbert has used Maddie Jones, Sydney Owens, and another freshman, Shelby Whitaker, off the bench. But that foursome has yet to tally. So 7 from Haley Powell, leading a pretty balanced attack. 2 fouls on Jenna Whalen. In fact, those were the only 2 fouls that were called on Orleans in that entire first half of play. Orleans jumped out 14-4. They each score 11 in the second quarter. And on the Busick Insurance scoreboard at the break, they hold a 25-15 lead over their visitors from Elnora. When we come back, McKenna Purley will be along to take a look at our first half statistics. She'll be with us in a moment. This is Orleans Girls Basketball.
Hall Brothers Transportation in Orleans, a name that has stood for dependability for many years, is proud to continue their support of the Orleans Bulldogs and to the many events and activities of the school and the community as well. They realize the importance athletics have on our young people in building character and to adults in experiencing the thrill of high school sports. Hall Brothers Transportation has been serving the shipping needs of much of the Midwest, providing the link to keep businesses strong and our area's economy growing.
Hall Brothers Transportation, Highway 37 in Orleans, serving the area since 1979.
Ready to lower your credit card payments? Pay them off faster? You can do it when you transfer to a low-rate Visa card from Hoosier Hills Credit Union. Let Hoosier Hills help you transfer your high-interest balances so you can save more. There are no balance transfer, cash advance, or annual fees. None. And rates are as low as 7.9% APR. It's easy to switch. Visit HoosierHills.com to start today. Limited time offer. Qualification standards apply. Federally insured by the NCUA.
This is Orleans sophomore guard Jacqueline Gherkin. Hear every dribble, pass, and shot of Lady Bulldogs basketball on the sports voice of the Valley, Q100.
Back again at the Doghouse, where Orleans holds a 25-15 lead on North Daviess on the Busick Insurance scoreboard. And as we bring in McKenna Purley, McKenna, looks like good to see Orleans shooting well there in that first half of play.
Well, thank you, Mike. It looks like Orleans is pretty straight across the board with 9 out of 18 from the 2-point range. And 1 out of 2 from behind the arc, with overall 10 out of 20 for 50% across the board for shooting. Orleans shot 2 out of 5 for their free throws, bringing in 40% for free throw shooting. They had 15 total rebounds. 3 of those were on the offensive glass and 12 on the defensive glass. Orleans had 9 turnovers, 6 assists, 2 blocks, and 5 steals. North Daviess was a little bit worse on the shooting end. They had 5 out of 13 from the 2-point range for 38%. They were 1 out of 7 from behind the arc for 14%, and 6 out of 20 for 30% overall. North Daviess shot 2 out of 4 for their free throws and pulled down 8 total rebounds, no offensive rebounds, and 8 obviously defensive rebounds. North Daviess had 7 turnovers, 2 assists, no blocks, and 3 steals. There was 1 tie in the game and no lead changes. Thank you, Mike.
All righty. We'll see if Orleans can keep it going here as they look to end a 3-game losing streak and look to defeat the Lady Cougars for the 3rd consecutive year. 25-15, Orleans up 10 on the Busick Insurance scoreboard. Back with the 3rd quarter in a moment. This is Orleans girls basketball.
Oftentimes, first impressions start with your car. What does your car say about you? Hi, I'm JC Watson with Super Clean Car Wash. A dirty and messy car can give the impression that you're disorganized or just don't care. Make a sparkling impression that lasts. Stop by one of our Super Clean Car Wash locations. In Bedford, we are located behind McDonald's, or find us in Orleans on Main Street. Super Clean Car Wash. It's not clean till it's super clean.
As parents of a child who was actively involved in school athletics and extracurricular activities, Brian and Annette Hawkins of Wolf Contracting know the sacrifices parents make in attending games and getting them to and from practice, and salute these parents for their extraordinary commitment. As citizens who care about our environment, the Hawkins hope you'll join them in their recycling efforts to make Orange County a safe and enjoyable place to live. Proud to call Orange County home. Wolf Contracting, just west of Paoli.
This is Orleans girls coach Jared Gilbert, thanking you, our fans, for your continued support of Lady Bulldog basketball all season long.
3rd quarter begins with Orleans in possession of the basketball. They're in white. They're moving right to left. Good post-up move. Sheridan Robbins muscling one up and in against Andrea Corwin as the Lady Bulldogs get the first points here of the 3rd quarter. 8 now in the game for Sheridan Robbins. And it's a 27-15 lead as Orleans fighting defensively, a scramble for the loose ball, and North Daviess able to come out of there with it.
That was a really nice move by Sheridan there, and went to her right shoulder with a baseline drop step. If you're Coach Gilbert and you're point starved, one of the ways you can produce points is put Sheridan in the low block. Even though she's small, she can score in there. Good balance, good moves. That was good offense by the Dogs.
Foul on Haley Powell, a little bit too aggressive there on the high post. Tried to knock it away from Ashley Knepp. So the first foul by either team off the inbounds. It's knocked away, and out of there with it comes Audrey Elrod. She runs the length of the floor, gives off down low to Sheridan Robbins, who missed it, fights for the rebound, and is going to get nailed on the personal foul.
Yeah, you like to see Sheridan use her left hand there. Good job running the floor. Good job by the Dogs to find her. As she beat the Cougars defense down on the floor, but she didn't finish it with her left hand, ends up getting the frustration foul on top of it.
12-point Orleans lead, a minute gone, 3rd quarter. Orleans has been in this 2-3 zone much of the night as Sarah Yoder working the point. They cross-court it to Hunter Bueller, who drives in and gets held. And, boy, how many times have we seen that in the during the season, Kevin? Orleans called for only 2 fouls the entire first half, and they picked up 3 in the first minute 11, and could have been 4, but there was a shot blocked by Haley Powell on Haley Bueller. Then on the other end, a good save by Elrod. Gets it into Sheridan Robbins, who hits the wing jumper from the left side.
If you leave Sheridan open, she's going to knock jump shots down, no doubt about it. And she knocked that one home. Good mid-range shooter.
She's in double figures now with 10. And it's 29-15, Orleans with their biggest lead. They had 13-point leads in the first half. Stepping into the passing lane was Peyton Blanton to tip and steal that pass. Jumps it off now to Jenna Whalen. Wide open look at a three. Bounding around, would not go. And the rebound pulled out of there by Ashley Knepp. And we're going to get a foul here. And I think they're going to nail Audrey Elrod. So make that 4 fouls on Orleans in less than 2 minutes of the third quarter when they went 16 minutes in the first half with only 2 fouls.
Jenna Whalen didn't make that jumper, but that's exactly the kind of shot you want her to take. A trailing 3 on secondary break offense. She had a wide open look at it, just couldn't get the knock home.
North Daviess still looking for their first points here in the third quarter. There's a nice baseline drive and a shot blocked away. That was Haley Bueller that had it. And then fight for the rebound. Sheridan Robbins tried to save it from going out of bounds underneath the basket and ended up throwing it into the back facing, so it'll stay with North Daviess. Nice couple of blocks already. That's 4 now for Haley Powell as a wild shot put up there by Haley Bueller. Would not go, and Orleans out of there with it, trying to add to their lead. Robbins to Blanton, fakes the 3, dribbles into the lane, puts up the little runner, left it short, rebound, Elrod, no good, but Audrey will be on the line twice as she was able to clean up the miss there, but we'll have to earn them at the free throw line as Hunter Bueller called for her first foul of the night.
Good offense all the way around there. We get penetration, we get the pitch out. Then we get a shot fake and a drive. That was good basketball as Blanton put it on the deck. Got into the rim. She missed, but then Elrod was able to get the offensive rebound when the help from North Daviess had to leave her. So that's just good overall offense by the Dogs on that possession.
Audrey misfires on the first one. The second one is good, so she's got her first point of the contest. And it's a 5-0 start to the third quarter here for Orleans. They have doubled it up now on the Lady Cougars at 30-15. Into the lane goes Yoder. Kicks it baseline to Hunter Bueller. Drives around Blanton. Puts up the shot, no good. And Peyton whacked her on the arm. And Hunter Bueller back to the line to shoot 2.
Well, sometimes when you get a couple shot blocks, everybody wants to get in on the act, and you try to block jump shots. When you're guarding the ball, it's not a good technique to use, especially when you're about 5'4", and ends up hitting someone on the arm. Since North Daviess to the line, and Bueller knocks it home.
For your next reception, party, meeting, or any special occasion, the perfect place to have it's Robinson Auctions and Gatherings. With nearly 12,000 square feet of open space, a warming kitchen, restroom facilities, and plenty of tables and chairs, it's the ideal location to host any event. To rent out the barn at Robinson Auctions and Gatherings just north of Orleans, call 865-1313, 865-1313. First points of the quarter for North Daviess come at the line as Hunter Bueller gets them both. Quickly into the front court, here's Sydney Moon putting up a 10-footer that spins out, and the rebound was in the hands of Hunter Bueller, but couldn't hang on to it. Orleans, another steal off to Shelby Whitaker, who drives to the baseline, and she gets bumped and fouled. And I think they got Hunter Bueller on this foul for the Lady Cougars, and that'll be her second of the contest.
See if we can score on the out of bounds here. We're set up well. If we can just execute something, I think the back screen can happen.
Jacqueline Kirkin gets it into Haley Powell, even with Brittany Mullis draped all over, and probably a foul should have been called. Haley able to get it up over the rim and drop it through for her 9th point.
I like those 4 cross plays that teams have against man-to-man. I think that's an effective way to get easy shots. Orleans doing a good job, their coaching staff doing a good job of figuring out ways to produce scoring opportunities, and tonight the kids are delivering.
Three-pointer, good from the top of the arc. That is Hunter Bueller starting to get into the rhythm a little bit. She has got 10 now, 32-20. Still a double-figure lead for Orleans. Haley Powell in the left wing clears it up top now to Whitaker, dribbling inside the center circle, sends it on the left wing to Jacqueline Gherkin, whose 3 would not go. And it is Ashley Knepp that comes out of there with it. Down the lane goes Bueller, and she runs right into Haley Powell. And Haley's going to pick up her second personal foul.
Well, Bueller's not taking the day off, Mike. She has really been active out there in this. She's even becoming more aggressive here at the second half. She saw the ball go through the net a couple times. She's starting to get on track. That could be a dangerous situation for the Dogs as she hits the free throw and cuts it to 11. I still continue to say that this game is a long way from over. We have been known to have droughts, and Bueller's been known to get hot, and you add those two things together, North Daviess can get right back in it.
Foul out, Maddie Jones back in. And there's the first miss at the line tonight for Hunter Bueller. She'd been 5 for 5 prior to that. And she has got 12 points and almost an offensive rebound for North Daviess, but that time Knepp could not keep it from going out of bounds. So an 11-point Orleans lead. It's been as high as 15. Whitaker sends a pass to Maddie Jones, right wing. Down low to Sydney Moon. Back to Jones. Up top to Jacqueline Gherkin, whose three would not go, and the rebound pulled out of there by Haley Bueller. Off now to Hunter Bueller. Down the lane she goes. Little runner off the glass, too hard. And Jacqueline Gherkin, another rebound. Off to Whitaker. Orleans running. Whitaker up the right side. Good pass. Underneath to Sydney Moon, who lays it up and in.
What a pass by Whitaker, who found Moon in traffic. And she put it in left-handed. Nice move, nice possession. That's a big turn of events right there. They had a chance to cut it to 9, miss a close-in shot. We make them pay, get the lead back up to 13.
That's 3 now for Sydney, 34-21. Haley Bueller's three is too long, but the offensive rebound grabbed by Miller. Sent it to Corwin, back to Miller, weak side to Hunter Haley Bueller, who misses the little close-in jumper, and Orleans comes out of there with it. With under 3 minutes to go, third quarter, Orleans took command late in the first quarter as they opened up a 10-point lead. And for the most part, have not been threatened. Whitaker out of the corner jumper. She looks for her first career points, a little bit long, and Hunter Bueller comes out of there with it now for North Daviess. Hunter spins against Moon, kicks it around now to Corwin, who'll try a three and hit it.
Yeah, they drew the defense to us. 2 people went to Bueller, so she spun like a nice left-handed pass to a spotted-up shooter, and North Daviess hanging around, Mike, back within 10.
Andrea Corwin with 5, 34-24, with 2:10 to go. Gherkin, top of the circle, in low to Moon, and they're going to get a reach-in foul, and it may be on Hunter Bueller, and it is, and that's her third foul, all here in this second half of play. So now Joe Riggins is going to have to be careful because his star player starting to get into a little bit of foul trouble.
He's got no choice. He'll have to leave her in. North Daviess can't compete without her in the ball game, so he'll just have to tell Bueller, just quit fouling people.
Blanton looks to get it in. Deep on the perimeter to Robbins. He'll spot up for a three-pointer and bury it.
Sheridan got her feet set on the out of bounds, stared down the defense, jabbed her off, stepped back, and knocked in the cold-blooded three-pointer.
She's got 13 now. It's 37-24. And in low, ball knocked away, and Maddie Jones comes out of there with it. So North Daviess was threatening there for a little bit to at least get it to single digits, but Orleans, again, with their solid play, pushed the lead back out. Off the screen, Peyton Blanton down the lane, throws up the little floater and gets it to go.
Little Bob Cousy-esque one-legged floater there, just like Coach Gilbert used to do it back in his B&L days. Shot it up over the taller defender and knocked it home.
To the baseline goes Hunter Bueller, and they're made a little contact with Maddie Jones, and I think they're going to get her on the foul. They will.
That's going to send North Daviess to the line. They're in the penalty now. 7th team foul on the Dogs. Mike, while I got a chance, my BMS kids were here at Orleans tonight playing in the other gymnasium, so shout out to all my players and their families as they make the trek home from Orleans, listening to old Coach Terrell on the radio. Hello, everyone, and go home and do your homework.
Hunter Bueller misses the free throw. Orleans rebounds. 1:10 to go in the third. Lady Dogs able to push that lead back to a game-tying 15-point advantage. Jones, top of the circle, sends it left side to Powell. Haley looking inside, can't find anybody. Cutting, now off to Robbins. Sheridan to the baseline. Circles it back out to the perimeter, and they'll restart the offense. Off to Powell, right wing. Drives it to the baseline. Up top to Blanton. Peyton Black backing it back out against Miller. Drives it left. Little reverse dribble. Comes back right. Boy, you got to figure that counts on. She was dribbling for more than 5 seconds. Now Sheridan Robbins bobbled it and now threw it away. Stolen by Nepp. Gets it ahead to Corwin. She'll hand off now to Haley Bueller over to Hunter on the right side. 20 seconds to go in the quarter. Cross-court pass to Corwin, who's already hit a 3 in the quarter. She's used up the dribble. Goes back over now to Miller. 10 seconds to go in the period. Now throws a cross-court pass that Sheridan Robbins was able to get over and tip out of bounds. So North Daviess will have 7 seconds to try to get a shot off before the end of the third quarter. Looking to inbound to Corwin into Hunter Bueller, who shakes a defender, misses a 3 from the right side. 2 seconds to go, and a scramble for the loose ball, and that's how the quarter will end. So North Daviess got it to within 10, but Orleans, the last 5 of the quarter, extending it back to 15. On the Busick Insurance scoreboard, Orleans up 39-24 after 3. Back with the fourth quarter in a moment. This is Orleans girls basketball.
As parents of a child who was actively involved in school athletics and extracurricular activities, Brian and Annette Hawkins of Wolf Contracting know the sacrifices parents make in attending games and getting them to and from practice, and salute these parents for their extraordinary commitment. As citizens who care about our environment, the Hawkins hope you'll join them in their recycling efforts to make Orange County a safe and enjoyable place to live. Proud to call Orange County home. Wolf Contracting, just west of Paoli.
Hall Brothers Transportation in Orleans, a name that has stood for dependability for many years, is proud to continue their support of the Orleans Bulldogs and to the many events and activities of the school and the community as well. They realize the importance athletics have on our young people in building character and to adults in experiencing the thrill of high school sports. Hall Brothers Transportation has been serving the shipping needs of much of the Midwest, providing the link to keep businesses strong and our area's economy growing.
Hall Brothers Transportation, Highway 37 in Orleans, serving the area since 1979.
This is Orleans senior forward Jenna Whalen, and you're listening to Lady Bulldogs basketball on Q100.
With Kevin Terrell and our statistician, McKenna Purley, Mike Hamilton at the Doghouse here in Orleans. We're through 3 quarters. Orleans in control, and they get a steal off the inbounds, and Peyton Blanton takes it all the way to the other end, lays it up, and in as
Mike, you can definitely tell, Mike, that as the Dogs have got to play fewer games lately and practice more often, they've gotten a lot better with their skills. This is a much improved team than what we've seen a few weeks ago.
What a move down the lane for Hunter Bueller, throwing up the shot. Got it to kiss off the window, and she'll have a chance at a three-point play as the foul call will go on Maddie Jones. That is her second. For Hunter Bueller, her 14th point of the contest. She'll have a chance at a three-point play. Sheridan Robbins has 13 to lead Orleans, 9 from Haley Powell, and 8 from Peyton Blanton. Free throw off target, so it's 41-26. Each team with a basket here in the first minute of the fourth quarter. Almost a bad pass. It is by Sheridan Robbins, taken by Hunter Bueller. Takes it in on Sheridan Robbins, who puts up the shot, no good. Sheridan tried to block it and ends up getting too much of the arm of Hunter Bueller. And more free throws coming up here as Sheridan picks up her third. Remember, Orleans whistled for only 2 fouls in the first half. We're not even a minute into the fourth quarter, and they've already been called for 9 as Bueller drops in the free throw. That is her 15th point of the contest. Nobody else for North Daviess has more than 3. Second free throw is good as well. And she will take a breather. This may be the first time she's been on the bench all night as Sarah Yoder comes back in for North Daviess.
They're going to try a little zone trap action. They're going to do whatever they have to do to try to catch up. Down 13. A team lacks firepower. They're going to have to do what they have to produce offense. We'll see if the Dogs can handle it.
Blanton able to turn the corner, baseline to Robbins, 18-footer would not go. Offensive rebound grabbed out there by Sydney Owens, who's back in there. Off to Robbins, drives it left side of the arc to Powell. Free throw line to Elrod, drives it right, Takes it to the corner. Free throw line to Blanton, who lost the handle. But Audrey Elrod to pick it up. In low to Sydney Owen. She turns and hits the little turnaround jump hook. What a move there by Sydney Owen.
I know we're hot tonight. We're making some shots I haven't seen us make, but the cut was the impressive part. She did a nice little flash cut to get to the block, and Sydney Owen's able to put it in with a right-handed jump hook over her left shoulder. Nice move.
She's got her first two. Again, a 15-point Orleans lead. They have led by as many as 17. This one really has not been in too much of a contest since the opening quarter. A long three missed. That was Adrian Wagler, 5'4" sophomore, who's checked in, who could not get the three, but North Daviess able to run down the rebound. They go on the high post to another new face, Maya Knepp, a 5'9" freshman. So right now, Joe Riggins getting some opportunity for his younger kids to get some varsity experience.
Not many people know this, Mike, or maybe have realized it, but these are sectional opponents. Orleans will be in the same sectional this year with the Cougars.
There's a foul on North Daviess as Sheridan Robbins trying to drive it to the right side. Maya Knepp will pick up the personal foul. Actually, this year,
I'm wrong.
North Daviess, got bumped up to 2A.
Yeah, that's true.
Not success factor, but just simply out of enrollment.
There's a travel that nobody calls.
Down the lane went Audrey Elrod, couldn't get the short jumper to fall. What I can't figure out is Tecumseh. Their girls stay in 1A, but their boys move up to 2A. How does that work?
A lot of private, small, boys-only schools, I guess.
That's all we could figure out.
Made that change. Yeah, North Daviess has been 1A forever, so that is right. They moved up. They get out of that sectional down there with Bar Reeve and Lagodi. It's been one of the most fun, competitive sectionals.
Absolutely.
Of all the, since class basketball started 20 years ago, and they're out of it now.
5:20 left. Jenna Whalen is back in now for Orleans. So is Sydney Moon. Orleans well on their way to their fourth victory of the season. Here's Jenna Whalen. They leave her open. She passes up the three. Clears it top of the key now to Robin.
Wants it back. She won't pass this time.
Sheridan goes back to Moon. Over now to Jenna, so she will launch the three. It's no good. Rebound, Haley Powell. Back up, no good, but she will be on the line twice.
Mike, one of the things you look for when you're scouting and trying to find really good players is big kids who rebound outside their area. They don't just get rebounds that fall on top of their head. They go hunt them down. They search for them. That time, she was on the left block, and she ran all the way across the floor and jumped in the air before anybody from North Daviess could leave their feet. Good job of rebounding outside of her area. That's a good sign for the future for Haley Powell. Would have been a better sign if she could have made the first free throw, though. Clanked it off the back iron.
From the varsity all the way down to the elementary grades, your friends at Scott Doherty Trucking are proud to salute each student-athlete for their hard work and dedication in continuing the legacy of excellence that is Lady Bulldogs basketball. Good luck all season long from everyone at Scott Doherty Trucking in Orleans, keeping America's economy on the move. Haley missed them both. She still has 9 in the contest, and there's a tip pass. As we said, Joe Riggins, the first-year head coach at North Daviess, has pretty much emptied his bench. He's got Emma Gray in there. She was the one that fouled Haley Powell a moment ago. She's a 5'2" freshman. Sarah Yoder, a senior out there. She's a starter. Maya Knepp, 5'9" freshman. Brittany Mullis, a 5'8" senior. And there's a shot from the wing put up no good by Emma Gray, and we'll have a held ball on the rebound, and it will belong to the Orleans Lady Bulldogs. Landis Insurance in Orleans is serious about protecting you and your interests. They represent Hastings Mutual, and Landis is ready to satisfy your auto, home, business, or other insurance needs. Hastings Mutual and Landis together providing Midwestern value since 1885. Call the Landis Agency in Orleans at 865-4792.
You know who else wants to call Landis Insurance? Sheridan Robbins is saying, hey, insure my right hand because I'm hot tonight. She just knocked in a 3-ball. And Orleans rolling.
16th point of the ball game.
Got a chance for another one. How about that one?
And she does it again. Oh, my goodness. The freshman just lighting it up from downtown. Her third straight three. And it's 49-28. And Sydney Moon with the steal ahead. Can Sheridan get 2 more? Why not? What a night here for Sheridan Robbins, who may be having one of those career nights. It's a 10-0 run for Orleans, and they're blowing out North Daviess now. It's 51-28. Although, right now, North Daviess pretty much has their reserves in there.
I tell you what, I didn't see this coming at all. Orleans with an offensive explosion, and they have ran North Daviess out of the building. I thought this would be a lot closer than it turned out to be.
Wagler missed a three. There's Sydney Moon passing underneath to Sheridan Robbins, who overshot it on the layup attempt. And now Moon and Mullis were competing for the ball, and Orleans fans didn't like it that they got Sydney on the personal foul. That'll be her first, and it will be Maya Knepp heading down to shoot a 1 and bonus. For your next reception, party, meeting, or any special occasion, the perfect place to have it is Robinson Auctions and Gatherings, with nearly 12,000 square feet of open space, a warming kitchen, restroom facilities, and plenty of tables and chairs. It's the ideal location to host any event. To rent out the barn at Robinson Auctions and Gatherings just north of Orleans, call 865-1313, 865-1313. All right, first free throw by Maya Knepp, a dry heave. And the second one, nothing but the bottom of the net. How can you be so off and then be so perfect the next time?
Just had to gauge it that first time. Shot a couple feet short, knocked that one down. She has good form, put your hand under the ball well, good rotation.
All right, 51-29. We're under 3 minutes to go. Shelby Whitaker back into the contest as well. Tori Greathouse has checked in now for the first time, a 5'8 junior. As they work it into Tori, turns, draws the double team to Moon. Cross-courts it to Whitaker. Three on the way is no good. Long rebound, though, run down by Sydney Owens. Will drive it to the foul line, kick it down to the corner to Gherkin. Off to Whitaker. She'll try another three. This one would not go. And again, Orleans scrambles for the loose ball, picked up near midcourt by Moon. Down to the corner it goes to Greathouse, who got away with a obvious travel. I think the officials just want to get this one over. Pulling up now on the right side and hitting a short jumper is Emma Gray.
Nice move there by Emma. She made the jump stop, got herself on balance, good form on it, knocked the jumper home. Again, I think North Daviess is better than they've appeared, Mike. They just struggle to shoot the ball, but they're actually playing at the game pretty well. But they ran into a hot team tonight. Dogs have played the best game they've played all year, I think.
Three try by Gherkin, no good. Rebound to Moon, had it poked away. Gray on the steal for North Daviess. She roars it up the left side, slows it down, leaves it off now for Maya Knepp. Ashley Knepp is not in there, so we can just refer to her as Knepp. As Maddie Miller's shot partially blocked, and Greathouse comes out of there with it. And we're going to get a timeout here by Jared Gilbert. He is going to get a couple of new faces into the lineup here with 1:33 remaining. From the varsity all the way down to the elementary grades, your friends at Scott Doherty Trucking are proud to salute each student-athlete for their hard work and dedication in continuing the legacy of excellence that is Lady Bulldogs basketball. Good luck all season long from everyone at Scott Doherty Trucking in Orleans, keeping America's economy on the move. A couple of new faces in there. We'll check those for you. As Shelby Whitaker drops in the three from the right wing. Yet another promising freshman.
It's raining jumpers all over the place right here. Orleans hot. Whitaker's got great form. Hadn't made one yet, but she has excellent footwork. It's a good job of getting her hand under the ball. Has good arc on her shot. And it was a matter of time before she'd knock one in, and she finally got her first varsity three-point shot as far as we know.
To make it
with that rainbow three from the right wing.
54-31 now as we come up on a minute to go. The new faces in there, obviously getting rewarded for their play. Lily Pridemore, a 5'10 freshman, and Jenna Hall, who is a 5'6 freshman. And this is Hall. Try to go down to the corner to Whitaker. It's taken away. Miller to Gray, who picks it up on the right side. Works it in low to Miller. Puts it up too hard. Rebound battle for. Scramble for it. Sydney Owens is tied up now by Adrian Wackler. It'll belong to North Daviess here with 37 seconds remaining in the contest. Landis Insurance in Orleans is serious about protecting you and your interests. They represent Hastings Mutual, and Landis is ready to satisfy your auto, home, farm, business, or other insurance needs. Hastings Mutual and Landis together providing Midwestern value since 1885. Call the Landis Agency in Orleans at 865-4792. More new faces. Holly Norris, a 5'4 senior, drives in. Couldn't get it. Got her own rebound. Tries to feed it into Emma Gray, and she gets tied up here by Jenna Hall. And it'll belong to Orleans. So 7 freshmen in the program right now for Orleans, Kevin, and I think all of them, before all is said and done, can make some significant contributions.
Yeah, time they become seniors, if they all stick with it, that's going to be a critical factor. You got to be able to make it all the way to your senior season and stay out there. But if they're able to do that, stay positive, continue their growth and their improvement, Orleans got a chance to really do some damage their junior and senior years.
We were tied at 2. Orleans scored the next 11, and it's been all Lady Bulldogs since then. Whitaker had it poked away by Emma Gray just inside the 10-second line. Last 16 seconds of this one, Orleans will end a 3-game losing streak. They'll pick up their 4th win of the year and their 3rd here on the home floor, as there's a pass by Whitaker over the head of Sydney Owens and out of bounds.
That's where she's got to get stronger and be able to pass it with her left hand. She had to turn her body and throw it right-handed to get it there and couldn't control it.
So probably the last possession of the game, 5 seconds to go. Gray down the lane, pulls up, had it blocked away, scramble for the loose ball, picked up with Sydney Owens, and that will do it. A good start to 2018 for this Orleans girls basketball team. They come out and pretty much dominate much of the contest. There was only 1 or 2 times during the game that North Daviess even made any semblance of a run, but Lady Bulldogs quickly quelled those as they continue to pull away and used a 10-0 run in the 4th quarter to push that lead over 20, and will settle on a 23-point victory here tonight. For your next reception, party, meeting, or any special occasion, the perfect place to have it is Robinson Auctions and Gatherings, with nearly 12,000 square feet of open space, a warming kitchen, restroom facilities, and plenty of tables and chairs. It's the ideal location to host any event. To rent out the barn at Robinson Auctions and Gatherings, just north of Orleans, call 865-1313. That's 865-1313. All Orleans tonight as they improve to 4-12 on the year, ending a 3-game losing streak and knocking off the Lady Cougars for the 3rd straight year. We'll be back to recap all of tonight's action in a moment. The final score here this evening on the Busick Insurance scoreboard: the Orleans Lady Bulldogs 54, the North Daviess Cougars 31. You're listening to Orleans Girls Basketball.
When it comes to buying insurance, you want a company that will take the guesswork out of finding the proper coverage at premiums that are affordable. At the Busick Insurance Agency in Orleans, your auto owner's agent, they'll work with you to determine the right amount of coverage. To get the best protection for home, health, auto, life, and business, call Patton or Brett Busick or Josh Crocker or Richard Grace at the Busick Insurance Agency, your auto owner's agent on East Jefferson Street in Orleans at 865-2626. Busick Insurance, a proud supporter of Orleans Bulldog sports.
Ready to lower your credit card payments? Pay them off faster? You can do it when you transfer to a low-rate Visa card from Hoosier Hills Credit Union. Let Hoosier Hills help you transfer your high-interest balances so you can save more. There are no balance transfer, cash advance, or annual fees. None. And rates are as low as 7.9% APR. It's easy to switch. Visit HoosierHills.com to start today. Limited time offer. Qualification standards apply. Federally insured by the NCUA.
Oftentimes, first impressions start with your car. What does your car say about you? Hi, I'm JC Watson with Super Clean Car Wash. A dirty and messy car can give the impression that you're disorganized or just don't care. Make a sparkling impression that lasts. Stop by one of our Super Clean Car Wash locations. In Bedford, we are located behind McDonald's, or find us in Orleans on Main Street. Super Clean Car Wash. It's not clean till it's super clean.
As parents of a child who was actively involved in school athletics and extracurricular activities, Brian and Annette Hawkins of Wolf Contracting know the sacrifices parents make in attending games and getting them to and from practice, and salute these parents for their extraordinary commitment. As citizens who care about our environment, the Hawkins hope you'll join them in their recycling efforts to make Orange County a safe and enjoyable place to live. Proud to call Orange County home. Wolf Contracting, just west of Paoli.
This is Orleans Junior center Maddie Jones. Don't miss a second of the action of Lady Bulldogs basketball by keeping it tuned here to Q100.
From the varsity all the way down to the elementary grades, your friends at Scott Doherty Trucking are proud to salute each student-athlete for their hard work and dedication in continuing the legacy of excellence that is Lady Bulldogs basketball. Good luck all season long from everyone at Scott Doherty Trucking in Orleans, keeping America's economy on the move. Back once again at the Doghouse in Orleans. First home game for the Lady Dogs in nearly 3 weeks, and it is indeed home sweet home as Orleans registers their highest offensive output since they put up 67 against Shoals in the third game of the year as they break the 50-point mark, scoring 54, thanks mainly to Sheridan Robbins, who had a huge second half of play as she helped carry Orleans to the win tonight here, Kevin, 54-31.
Yeah, we really just came out on top and really fired up and ready to go tonight. I didn't think North Daviess, quite frankly, I think I had some stares here from the people in front of me who were mad that I said it, but I thought they sleptwalked through this first quarter. I thought we came out really ready to play and ready to go, jumped on them early, and established the way that we wanted to play. I thought it was an exquisite performance by our team. We were passing the ball well. We were making shots, playing with energy, and when you do those things, good things happen. The ball has karma. The ball finds each other. The ball knows when you're treating it well. We only had 2 turnovers the first quarter, and that was just a high-quality offensive game by us. On the other hand, North Daviess didn't move well against our zone. They were kind of stationary and dead-legged, I thought. They took a lot of threes, settled for some bad shots. We used that to run out and get some easy baskets, and overall it was just a dominant performance tonight, unexpectedly, at least on my part, by the Dogs.
Well, let's find out from the man who it matters to most as we bring in head coach Jared Gilbert. And, Coach, do you concur with Kevin's assessment of the game?
Yeah, I thought we came out and had a good start. We talked a lot about having the most energy tonight. We talked about making sure. We thought if we competed harder than they did, we win the game. And for the most part, I thought we did that from start to finish. Did some nice things. I agree, especially I mentioned to the girls that I thought our passing was really crisp tonight, really good, moving without the ball. We got some good things from that. So I was really pleased with that. We were hoping they would settle some for outside shots. That's why we stayed in the zone most of the time. We thought we could. As long as we rebounded out of it, we'd be in good shape there, and for the most part, it worked out.
Yeah, I thought you mentioned your passing, and that was true. And what goes with that is your catching.
Yeah.
When you catch the ball, well, I thought your passes went to the shooting pocket rather than being too high or too low. You caught the ball well without bobbling it for the most part, and when you make catch a good pass, the good pass right to you, and you don't have to fumble it, then you can shoot the ball better, which you guys did tonight. Probably the best shooting night you've had. For a long time.
Yeah, we've really struggled. That's one thing I thought the last 2 games we've really we've been in the games, had chances to win. We just shot the ball poorly and didn't really finish. Tonight I thought we stepped up and made shots. And we worked on our shot, and we tried to make it more game speed in practice where it carries over to games. And tonight it looked like that worked out a little bit. So hopefully we can continue doing that. We should have a little confidence now after tonight, and hopefully it can carry over and get on a little run here.
I talked in the pregame about, you guys record 3-12, and you are what your record says you are, but in reality, you've had a lot of close games in there. You've lost 5, what I would call close games, under 10 points.
Right.
If you could turn those around, all of a sudden, the outlook and everybody else is like, Orleans is really good. They're coming on. Well, in reality, close games, our toss-ups. You've kind of had the coin flip against you a few times, especially lately. So I said, hey, we got to figure out a way to win close games. But what I didn't say, and I should have, the best way to win a close game is not have one. And you guys came out and just blew the doors off North Daviess. They tried to press you. They couldn't do it. They really could not handle your offense offensively in their man. They didn't have an answer. You guys cut your cutting tonight when you look on tape is going to be the best it's been all year. Really just a high-quality performance. My question is, once I end this filibuster, is I feel like that you guys have played less games, had more practice, and I feel like that's a big factor in your improvement. What do you think?
Oh, yeah, I definitely think you can really focus on those little things that you can't maybe when you're playing every other night because you got to kind of figure in rest here and there, and you don't just get to work on the things you need to. Over break, we got a chance to do that. I thought we've kind of ironed some things out, and definitely tonight it looked like those things that we had worked on were a lot better in the first half of the year. And our kids, they're gaining experience. And we talked to them all over break and said, you got to start playing like, you freshmen as sophomores, you sophomores as juniors, upperclassmen. And I think tonight they did step up and did that. And hopefully we can sustain that and continue moving forward with this performance.
Well, like you said, you got a chance to get a lot of the bench in. Shelby Whitaker, Lily Pridemore, Jenna Hall, all getting some time. And when you kind of whet their appetite, hopefully that kind of encourages them a little bit more, makes them want to work just that much harder and challenge some of these other girls for playing time.
Yeah, we've been impressed. Shelby's someone that shot the ball pretty well in the JV all year, and something we obviously struggled with until tonight was shooting the ball. So we thought, all right, we're just going to, make sure that she gets some time, and she came right in and knocked down her first shot, and she's not shy about shooting it, and, someone that we can look at as playing more minutes as we get closer here to sectional. But, I think all of them make practice competitive, and that's what we need, and that's what makes us better. Is the more competition we have there, it's just going to make everybody in the program better.
Well, and Coach, we talked a little bit about this in the pregame. As you wind down inside of 3 weeks before tournament time starts, you're wanting to kind of really get everything together, whether it be rotations, getting those combinations, getting the defenses down, your sets, whatever it needs to be, and I think you took a big step here tonight.
Oh yeah, I think right now is a key time for us to really be playing our best basketball here through January. We got to make sure we're getting better. We also got to make sure that we're finding the right combinations that we can go with come sectional time. And I again felt like break gave us that opportunity after the holiday tournament and even the holiday tournament to look at some things and to hopefully improve on some things and to move forward where we're hopefully again playing our best basketball here coming up. And we got to keep working hard. And for the most part, the girls have had a great attitude. I thought we had a great week of practice, and that carried over. And it was true tonight. You practice like you play, or play like you practice. And for the most part, we carried that over to the game tonight.
And indeed, 4 out of your final 5 games are going to be on the road, and maybe that is a good thing because the sectional at Lagodi as well. Yep. There are going to be a couple of winnable games in there and a couple of tough trips, one down to Crawford County, one to Mitchell toward the end of the year. So hopefully, regardless of what happens, hopefully it'll help continue to get this team tournament ready.
Right, and I think that's the biggest thing. We talked about sometimes as long as we're learning from our losses, and I feel like we have for the most part, some of those close losses, as long as you're learning from it and making sure that when we get to tournament time, those things are making us better, then we can live with that. And the things that we can't live with is doing the same thing over and over and not learning from it. So I thought we've definitely showed some signs of that, and did a lot of things better tonight. So we'll keep working towards that, and hopefully we can end next home game, our last one on senior night for Jenna, and end up with a win.
Looking forward to it. Coach, thanks for the visit. Best wishes to you and the girls on Saturday at Henryville, and we're looking forward to senior night coming up here on Monday.
All right, well, thanks a lot.
That is Jared Gilbert, the head coach of the Orleans Lady Bulldogs, joining us after the contest here tonight as Orleans wins it tonight 54-31. We'll take a quick break and come back with more from the Doghouse in Orleans. Stay with us. This is Orleans Girls Basketball.
When it comes to buying insurance, you want a company that will take the guesswork out of finding the proper coverage at premiums that are affordable. At the Busick Insurance Agency in Orleans, your auto owner's agent, they'll work with you to determine the right amount of coverage. To get the best protection for home, health, auto, life, and business, call Patton or Brett Busick or Josh Crocker or Richard Grace at the Busick Insurance Agency, your auto owner's agent on East Jefferson Street in Orleans at 865-2626. Busick Insurance, a proud supporter of Orleans Bulldog sports.
Hall Brothers Transportation in Orleans, a name that has stood for dependability for many years, is proud to continue their support of the Orleans Bulldogs and to the many events and activities of the school and the community as well. They realize the importance athletics have on our young people in building character and to adults in experiencing the thrill of high school sports. Hall Brothers Transportation has been serving the shipping needs of much of the Midwest, providing the link to keep businesses strong and our area's economy growing.
Hall Brothers Transportation, Highway 37 in Orleans, serving the area since 1979.
This is Orleans sophomore center Sydney Owens. Don't miss a second of the action of Lady Bulldogs basketball by keeping it tuned here to Q100.
Back again at Orleans High School. We're on the Busick Insurance scoreboard. Lady Dogs win handily tonight over North Daviess, 54-31. One of the young ladies instrumental in the victory, and indeed she is young. That is freshman Peyton Blanton, 8-point effort here tonight. And if I'm not mistaken here, Kevin, this is going to be the first time that we have one of these mini diaper dandies on this team to join us on the mic.
No doubt, and we're also going to be on Facebook everywhere because pictures are flashing all over the place. I think that's her mother there about 10 feet from us taking pictures with her cell phone. Peyton's face is about as red as your sweatshirt at the moment, and I'm sure it'll be their first time of many that she'll be on the air with us.
So don't mess this up, Peyton. No, I'm just teasing you. Hey, congratulations, a great win tonight, and boy, I'll tell you what, I know you have a lot of respect for all the older kids on the team, but what a group of freshmen. You guys have been together for such a long time, and it's got to be big making an impact already on this team here in your first year.
Yeah, we have, I think, 3 freshmen that start, and we're doing everything we can to help the team, and I feel like it's been a great year so far, and I feel like as the freshmen keep coming, we're just going to have a great season.
Got to ask you where you are right now running the point for this team, and really you've done it virtually the entire year. Did you think maybe coming into this season that you had a shot to do this?
I was told that I would have a shot if I worked hard, and I kind of figured I would work myself up to from JV to varsity. So yeah, I had a good guess that I was going to be.
What's the adjustment been like moving up from the 8th grade basketball, not nearly as intense, not the big crowd? You don't have the band. We didn't have the band tonight, but sometimes you have the band in here. Don't have that for middle school games. What's the adjustment been like coming up from the 8th grade ranks all the way to the big jump, all the way to the varsity level?
It's been a lot different. Everything in the game, the intensity, it's been a lot faster, and you just got to work harder. You get more tired because it's going so fast.
Probably the preparation for games. What's the difference between how you prepared for an opponent in middle school, which is probably not really at all, compared to all the detail and things that you find out about the teams you're playing now?
Well, we always go over everything, like every player, what they do, and how they play, and how we can stop them from scoring. So, yeah.
Do you enjoy the additional information you're given, all the different things you have to learn about the opponent, all those things, you take it home, study it? It's like having another class, isn't it?
Well, I do like getting the information so then I know ahead of time who I'm guarding, how she plays, and how I can guard her and make sure she doesn't score, hopefully.
Talk about how getting Sheridan back has added a new dimension for this team.
She has been helping us a lot. Lately, she's been scoring a lot of points, and tonight I'm pretty sure she had a lot of points. And she can get to the goal when we need her to. She can shoot a 3 whenever we need her to. She's a good help on the team.
I would have laughed so hard if she'd have said something like, nobody likes Sheridan anyway. That we don't need. That would have been just so funny had she said that out. You know, her grandfather, one of my good friends I've known forever, talked to him before the game. I was really happy he got to see Sheridan play so well tonight. And talk a little bit about the people that supported you here, as you've been traveling all over the state forever, playing different sports and different games. You got your mom and dad sitting here. Say something nice about mom and dad.
They've always been very supportive through my career as a basketball player. They've always came to every game they can and cheered me on, yelled at me from the sideline.
Do they coach you on the way home, or do they just kind of keep it quiet?
Yeah, my dad especially.
Now, wait a minute. Do they yell at you or for you?
Yeah, both.
Well, got to have some constructive criticism in there as well. You know, it's funny. I saw your dad in the lobby before the ball game, and he was challenging you as to whether or not you wanted to put a plug in for his new business that he has.
So he wants me to.
You can if you want to.
Pipe Dreams in Bedford, Indiana.
Okay, there you go.
What do Pipe Dreams do?
Heating and cooling.
They do heating and cooling. Well, we need some heating around here because it's cold out here tonight.
Good shooting night for everybody around. Do you just kind of, when you're out there on the floor, do you just kind of feel it? I mean, everybody in rhythm. Sheridan had a big game. You had a big game. Haley, everybody, it just seems like you're all on the same page.
Yeah, we always play great when all of us can contribute contribute to our team, and we all have a bunch of points. That's great.
Is everybody still level-headed? They don't get too big after a win and don't get too down after a loss. Just try to maintain, just a certain level and kind of keep the emotions as much out of it as possible.
Yeah, when we get a win, we usually celebrate in the locker room, especially on away games. On the bus ride home, we always celebrate, but the next day we probably have practice and we're pretty level-headed.
Okay. Well, that's okay to do it that way, I guess. So, Peyton, congratulations on a great win here tonight. Hopefully many more as this season winds down, and certainly just the beginning of your career. We'll save this interview here, and then maybe when you're a senior, we'll have you on again and see what difference is made.
Oh, I'm sure it'll be on YouTube later. We've been very good at putting our broadcast on YouTube once Randall gets them on there, so I'm sure that all the fans that want to listen to Peyton's first interview will be able to do so.
Sounds good. Congratulations. Terrific game. Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Peyton Blanton, the freshman, 8 points tonight as the Lady Dogs win it here tonight over North Daviess by a score of 54-31. Let's run through the scoring now for North Daviess as they dropped to 5-13 on the year, now 3-8 away from home. Just one player in double figures tonight. That was Hunter Bueller. She had 16 in the contest, but really nobody anywhere close. After that, Andrea Corwin had 5, 3 out of Haley Bueller, 2 each from Ashley Knepp, Emma Gray, and Brittany Mullis, and the other point coming from Maya Knepp. For the Lady Bulldogs, now 4-12 on the year, 3-6 here at home as they end a 3-game losing skid and have now beaten North Daviess 3 straight years. They lead in the overall series now at 4-2. Sheridan Robbins, perhaps one of her best nights of her young career. She missed the first 7 games of the season, so she's only played in like her 8th game. And she goes for 21 tonight, including knocking down 3 3-pointers. Haley Powell chipped in with 9, Peyton Blanton with 8. So 3 of your freshmen right there, your top 3 scorers tonight. And I think that's going to be a scenario that's going to be repeated many times before these young ladies turn their tassel in a few years.
Future's so bright, you got to wear shades around here. We're hoping that the future can be bright here in a few weeks, but if not, we're going to have to add size and strength. Most definitely going to have to become as athletic as we can be. But we have some kids who can really knock down shots, particularly Sheridan, who's got all sorts of game moves inside. I meant to talk to Coach Gilbert about that, but he put her inside a little bit tonight. Sheridan made a nice post move and score. I like the variety, the mid-range game that she's got. I think we've got big-time playmakers coming and big-time shooters coming. Maybe get a bigger girl move in there a little bit, or someone grow a little bit, continue to get athletic and improve our skill level. The future's really, really bright here. We got a chance to hang some pictures, no doubt about it.
And actually, you could go a little bit further and throw in another freshman, Shelby Whitaker. She scored 5 tonight. So
I like the
top 4 scorers are freshmen.
And I actually may like Shelby's just pure shot form is just as good as anybody. Now I think she was 1 for 5, I think, something like that from the field. But just the purely scouting form of her shot, her footwork's really good. She does a good job of getting her hand underneath the ball, getting her elbow in, tucked in, and her release is quicker than most. So I think she's got a bright future as well. Going to be fun here the next 3 or 4 years watching the Dogs play. All they got to do is just stick with it. We don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves. We've got an improvement to do. We've got to continue to work hard and do all the things you need to do. But if things go the way we think they could go, we've got a chance to really do some damage here in the next 2 or 3 years.
Absolutely. And just because we're high on the freshmen didn't mean some of the veterans didn't perform well. They certainly did, as Jenna Whalen getting her first start tonight had a 3-point basket in the opening quarter. In fact, her 3 gave Orleans a 5-2 lead, an advantage they would not relinquish the rest of the night. Sydney Moon also scored 3. Jacqueline Gherkin had a basket for 2. Sydney Owens a field goal for 2. And Audrey Elrod a free throw for 1. Tori Greathouse, along with Maddie Jones, Lily Pridemore, and Jenna Hall also got into the contest tonight but did not tally. 14-4 Orleans after 1, 25-15 at halftime, 39-24. Lady Dogs led going into the final quarter and they win it handily here tonight by 23. Final numbers?
For North Daviess, they shoot 7 of 26, a very paltry 27% from two-point range. That's been a season-long problem for them. It continued tonight. 3 out of 13 from downtown, 23% overall. They shoot 10 for 39, 26% shooting. 8 for 14 from the line with the Lady Bulldogs. It's 57%. They turned it over 14 times. That was not too bad of a number for them. They got really hammered on the boards, though. Orleans is much more active and much more energetic than I thought North Daviess was, and with the Cougars getting 20 rebounds, they're out-rebounded by 14 tonight by the Dogs, 4 of those 20 on the offensive end. For Orleans, they shoot 50% from two-point range. That's got to be a season high. 18 for 36, 50%. 5 out of 12 from downtown for 42%. Overall, 23 for 48 for 48% shooting in total. Not particularly good from the line. 3 out of 9 is what we had them at, 33%. 15 turnovers by us, 5 of those in the fourth quarter. Up until that, though, we just had 10 through 3 quarters. That's really good. And, in fact, we had 7 of those 10 in the second quarter. So really the first and third quarters, the 2 quarters where we really pulled away from North Daviess, one of the reasons why we just turned it over combined 3 times in those quarters. Like I mentioned, we had 34 rebounds, 9 of those offensive. We added 12 assists to the book on 23 made shots, 6 blocks, 10 steals tonight, and an overall exquisite performance that led to a big win over the Cougars tonight on our home floor in our next-to-last home game, 54-31.
Individual shooting tonight, Sheridan Robbins hit all 3 of her 3-pointers. Overall, 9 out of 13. Both Haley Powell and Peyton Blanton were 4 out of 6, while for North Daviess, Hunter Bueller was 4 out of 9, and we're going to assume her younger sister, the freshman Haley Bueller, was just 1 out of 11. She'll probably end up being a very good player, but did not have a particularly good one tonight.
Big time night on the backboard. Like I said, we out-rebounded them 34-20, leading us in rebounds tonight. Haley Powell, who had 7, and Sydney Owens was very energetic coming off the bench. She had 6 rebounds, 3 of them on the offensive end. She was very active, I thought, and was impressive in her minutes played tonight. Good job by both Sydney and Haley, dominating the inside of this game, and our post play was one other thing that really hurt North Daviess.
All right. Individually on some of the others, Orleans had 12 assists on their 23 baskets, so a pretty good ratio, a little bit over 50%. Audrey Elrod had 4 helpers to post them. Just 4 assists on the 10 field goals for North Daviess. Hunter Bueller had 2 of those. Blocks tonight, easily Haley Powell, the top rejecter there, as she had 4 rejections, no blocks for North Daviess tonight. And in terms of steals, those were shared by both Sheridan Robbins and by Peyton Blanton. They each had a couple of swipes. Emma Gray had 3 steals to pace North Daviess. But in the end, it's a big win for Orleans, a game that they needed. They ended a 3-game losing skid, and with just now 6 games remaining and 5 of those on the road, the games and the results of them begin to magnify just a little bit more.
Yeah, you're going toward the down-home stretch here. You want to be able to really keep going. Like I said on the air the other night at the Springs Valley game, you're at that time of the year where some teams are going to start getting worse. Some teams are just going to try to maintain where they're at. And there's about, 15, 20% of the teams in the state who are going to really take off and start getting better. Orleans looks like they may be one of that limited few who's going to really continue to get better. Now, can they gain enough ground to where they're a true sectional contender? I don't know. We'll find that out, here in a few weeks when they make the trek to Lagodi. Lagoti's going to be awful tough to beat. However, they'll have a puncher's chance if they can continue to do the things that's making them better. They're sharing the ball. They're catching it well. I think we have kids with good shooting form. That's always something good to see. They're playing smart, intelligent basketball, and they're working hard in practice, listening to their coaches and doing what they're supposed to do. If they continue to do that, stay on that path, continue to improve, maybe if Lagodi backslides a little bit, you can get in the game there at Lagodi, play it close, have a chance to go in the fourth quarter, and then maybe one of your big-time freshmen, like Sheridan or someone else, can step up and make some shots for you, and you just never know what could happen. First things first, though, we got to continue on. We got a game in a couple days here with Henryville.
Landis Insurance in Orleans is serious about protecting you and your interests. They represent Hastings Mutual, and Landis is ready to satisfy your auto, home, farm, business, or other insurance needs. Hastings Mutual and Landis together, providing Midwestern value since 1885. Call the Landis Agency in Orleans at 865-4792. And before we go off, we do owe you a station break, so hopefully Randall back at the station is ready to go as we pause quickly. 10 seconds. This is Orleans girls basketball.
Your home of IU and high school sports in the Valley. WFLQ, French Lick, Indiana.
The time 9:17, temperature 5 at Q100.
There he is, jolly on the spot.
He is right on top of it. Since it is 5 degrees, I wonder if somebody want to come start my car. Anybody here listening?
All right. For your next reception, party, meeting, or any special occasion, the perfect place to have it is Robinson Auctions and Gatherings, with nearly 12,000 square feet of open space, a warming kitchen, restroom facilities, and plenty of tables and chairs. It's the ideal location to host any event, to rent out the barn at Robinson Auctions and Gatherings just north of Orleans. Call 865-1313. That's 865-1313. So a good win tonight, Kevin, and time to, they're going to play have a stretch here of 3 games over 5 days. They'll start to spread out a little bit more over the next couple of weeks, but certainly some very winnable games coming up.
Yeah, we have high hopes against Henryville. We think we like our chances on senior night against Medora next Monday. If you can do that, you'll have 3 in a row. Borden is very beatable. The following the game after that, I don't know about Lanesville. Haven't seen them personally, but I think that's a game that we can have a chance to get a 5-game streak going here if everything goes the way we want it to go. And then those last couple conference games, Crawford County on the road and Mitchell on the road, they won't be any fun, but we'll have a chance, no question. We'll have a chance as long as we shoot the ball well, take care of it, and continue to improve. We can't just stop, say, hey, we beat North Daviess, let's go ahead and end the season. We've got to continue to get hungry and go for that, not get bitter. And I wanted to mention that. I thought the kids did a great job having 2 tough losses, really 3 tough losses in a row, Valley, Edinburgh, and New Washington. They didn't get bitter because of that, though. They got better instead. And when you don't get bitter, but instead get better, you can do a lot of good things. That's what every coach talks about, but a lot of teams will let those close losses fester like an infection that gets in there when you don't treat it well, but the kids just stayed level-headed, got back to practice. That's a good job by the kids, the coaching staff, and a good job by the parents to make sure everybody's on the right page, still staying positive. I've seen a lot of seasons where things go bad. That has not been the case here. Good credit to all the people involved with the Orleans basketball girls program.
All right, why don't you turn that into a tongue twister? Get maybe batter, better, bitter.
Somewhere I've got one.
Butter.
I have a hard enough time just saying what I'm supposed to say without trying to make it too tough. But yeah, that's a great saying. I think John Wooden is who I heard it from.
Okay.
Don't get bitter, just get better. Good words to live by. Lady Dogs have done that.
All right, they did certainly tonight. Sheridan Robbins, 21 points to lead the Lady Bulldogs as they end a 3-game losing skid. They improved to 4-12 on the year, 3-6 here at home. They've beaten North Daviess now 3 straight years and lead in the overall series at 4-2. North Daviess drops to 5-13 on the year, 3-8 away from home. They were led by Hunter Bueller, who had 16. Next up for the Lady Cougars, they'll go to Mitchell on Saturday, and as we talked about, Orleans at Henryville on Saturday before they return home on senior night, our next broadcast when they take on Medora. JV action, that goes Orleans' way tonight as they pull away down the stretch and defeat the Lady Cougars 33-19. As always, we're grateful to our many advertisers who have allowed us to bring this game into your home car business wherever you might be tuning in, and we're especially appreciative of the cooperation we've received from our participating schools, so we send a thank you to the administration coaches for both Orleans and North Daviess High Schools. We hope you've enjoyed tonight's broadcast as much as it has been our pleasure and privilege to bring it to you. We're just getting started here on the weekend. We'll have the Springs Valley boys tomorrow night. They will host Crawford County. Tip-off set for 7:30. Our broadcast coverage to begin at 7:15. A double dip for the Springs Valley girls and boys. The girls will open it up Saturday afternoon at 1:30 with 1:15 pregame. as they will head down to Linville to take on the Tecumseh Lady Braves. We'll fit an IU game in there as the Hoosiers up in what will have to be a frigid Minneapolis up there. If it's cold here, it's got to be cold up there. And then we'll close out the weekend as the Valley Boys take on the same Braves, 8 o'clock tip, 7:45 pregame. And then our next broadcast of the Orleans girls on Monday night. We'll check the time for you. I don't believe there will be a JV game unless they can find another opponent, but we'll let you know on that. It'll be senior night here at the Doghouse. For our studio engineer this evening, Randall Ham, our statistician for tonight's contest, McKenna Purley, and for Kevin Terrell, this is Mike Hamilton bidding you a fine and pleasant farewell from the Doghouse in Orleans, where tonight's final score on the Busick Insurance scoreboard was the Orleans Lady Bulldogs 54, the North Daviess Lady Cougars 31. This is Orleans girls basketball.
WFLQ, thanks for listening. Tonight's presentation brought to you by Busick Insurance in Orleans, for home, farm, health, auto, life, and business, 865-2626. By Hall Brothers Transportation in Orleans, meeting the shipping needs of the area for more than 3 decades. The Super Clean Car Works, Maple Street, Orleans. Wolf Contracting, just west of Paoli, North County Road 275 West, 723-5158. And by the Hoosier Hills Credit Union, offices in Bedford, Mitchell, Paoli, Jasper, and Prince Lick. High school basketball, the presentation of Q100 Sports, and you can best show your appreciation for the broadcast by telling and patronizing our sponsors. You're listening to your power station for sports, Q100 WFLQ Prince Lick.